Today, we're going to observe a fascinating and powerful system of behavior for achieving financial independence. It's a kind of mental reset known as the ownership protocol. Now, this isn't just some theory, it's a pattern, an observable, systematic roadmap for dismantling the common myths we have about money and ultimately for building genuine freedom.
The entire protocol really begins with this fundamental observation. For so many of us, a salary feels like a lifeline, right? It's our source of stability. But this protocol suggests that stability, well, it's an illusion. It argues that if your money needs you to physically show up every single day to survive, then you're not truly free. You're in a state of dependency. So to really understand this protocol, we're going to follow 5 key principles. We'll kick things off with what's called the rented stability trap, then move into the crucial identity shift. After that, we'll cover commanding your internal state, building your freedom machine, and finally, engineering your sovereignty. Let's start by looking at the natural environment of the modern worker. In this habitat, the primary survival strategy is pretty straightforward. You trade your limited hours for a paycheck. And on the surface, it seems safe, it seems smart. But this approach has a hidden flaw, a trap that creates this perpetual cycle of effort for income. And this is what the protocol calls rented stability. Think of it like this. It's a temporary arrangement where your financial well-being is completely conditional. If you stop showing up, if you get sick, if you just need a break, the money stops flowing. You don't really own a career, you're renting a job where you are the most critical and, honestly, the most fragile part of the whole machine. So how in the world do you escape this trap? Well, the protocol says the first move isn't external at all. It's internal. It demands a pretty profound adaptation, a fundamental shift in how you see yourself and your role in the economy. It's all about making the shift from a worker to an owner. And this right here illustrates the key behavioral difference. See, a worker trades their most finite resource, their time, and asks, what's the immediate value? How much for this hour? But an owner, they invest that very same effort but ask a totally different question. How can this single action create value over and over again long after I've finished the work? For an owner, a paycheck isn't the prize. It's just the raw material for building a wealth-generating machine. Let's look at the case of Satoshi, a young coder in Tokyo. While all his peers were chasing promotions and climbing the corporate ladder, he was studying systems that could operate without him. He got this crucial distinction. Hard work makes you tired, but ownership makes you wealthy. He wasn't just working a job, he was building an asset. And the crucial point here is that the protocol is a sequence. It has to happen in this order. It all starts with that identity shift. Then, from there, you build internal credibility through pure discipline. Next, you leverage that discipline to design systems. And finally, you automate those systems to guarantee a predictable, inevitable result. So that leads us directly to the next principle, commanding your internal state. Before you can ever hope to command a business or an investment or a team, the protocol demands that you first learn to command yourself. See, your external control is just a direct reflection of your internal discipline. This quote just captures the mindset perfectly. Success isn't some destination you arrive at. It's a state you have to maintain through a daily payment of commitment and discipline. The protocol isn't a one-time fix. It's a continuous daily practice. And this practice, it begins with small, deliberate actions. It starts with the very first battle of the day, the alarm clock. Every single time you honor that commitment, you're basically signing a contract with your future self, building tangible proof that you can be trusted. This is so essential because confidence that's based on motivation, it's fragile. But confidence that's built on a mountain of proof, well, that's unshakable. Okay, so with that internal command established, the focus then shifts outward. It's time to start building your freedom machine. Look, you only have 24 hours in a day. That is a non-negotiable limit. The protocol, therefore, requires you to stop trying to out-hustle time and instead design machines that can convert a single effort into recurring, ongoing value. Take the example of Amaka in Lagos. She started with just a single sewing machine. But instead of just working harder and harder, she built a system, a factory, and a community. This just perfectly highlights the transition from being the engine of a business to becoming its architect. That's the leap from renting stability to owning your sovereignty. And that brings us to the final and, maybe the most powerful principle of all, engineering your sovereignty. This is all about removing human error, our emotions, our constant negotiations with ourselves, our hesitation from the wealth-building process. It's about engineering an outcome to make it not just possible, but practically inevitable.
The primary tactic for this is actually remarkably simple. You fix an asset percentage. That's it. Before a single dollar gets spent on comfort or lifestyle, a predetermined portion is automatically assigned to ownership. This becomes a non-negotiable law in your personal financial ecosystem. See, by automating your investments, you completely remove emotional decision-making from the equation. There's no more debating with yourself about whether you can afford to invest this month. The system decides for you, period. This systematically prevents that creeping lifestyle inflation and transforms the hope for freedom into a calculated, engineered reality.
Now, let's turn this observational lens directly on you. I want you to ask yourself this honest question. If your income just stopped tomorrow, poof, gone, how long would your current lifestyle survive? A week? A month? A year?
Whatever that number is, that is your true measure of freedom. It's the purest data point you have about your own sovereignty, and it leaves you with a very clear and unavoidable choice. You can continue to operate within the system of rented stability, or you can begin the disciplined work of building a life that you truly own.